Talk to him, yellow. 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 They told me talk to him, so that's what I'ma do. Give it to him raw. Yellow, spit that truth. Going hard with it. Watch what I'ma do. Let them know it's real. Homie, we talking shoot. They told me talk to him, so that's what I'ma do. Give it to him raw. Yellow, spit that truth. Going hard with it. Watch what I'ma do. Let them know it's real. Homie, we talking shoot. What's up, all my homies out there? Welcome back to another episode of Talk and Shoot. I am your host, Yellow Man, and today I got a very special guest, a guy that means a lot to me, my favorite coach, my favorite teacher, one of my favorite opponents, one of the best wrestlers I've ever been in the ring with, my good buddy and one of a good brother of mine, Jeff Klepper. What's up, Klep? How you doing, buddy?
What's happening, Yellow? I'm good, man. Good. Appreciate that intro, man. I don't know about being the best, that's for sure. But absolutely love being there, that's for sure. Love being in the ring. I've loved our matches that we've had. We've had some really good ones. So absolutely love being in the ring, man.
Awesome, man. We you already know I love shaking the place with you, Klep, man. You're one of my favorite opponents, one of the most safe people, and one of the most trustworthy people I've ever had to deal with when it comes to wrestling. You know what I mean? How did you start your journey in wrestling, and how long have you been working?
All right, bro. So originally I started out. I was at a show with my best friend, and he was wrestling. And I asked him, I said, "How do I get in this?" And so he went to the promoter, and he's like, "Hey, man, my friend's interested, in getting started." And so he was like, "Well, if he ain't got the guts to come talk to me, then it ain't gonna happen." So right after he told me what he had said, I went straight up to him. I said, "How do I get in this?" Showing that I definitely had the guts. So then I got started with, basically setting up the ring, helping out, and training. Then I'm a very impatient person. So as I was going through the training, it wasn't going fast enough for me. So I started getting out and doing my own thing and working and being an idiot because I wasn't trained, so I was getting in there doing stupid stuff. And basically I got tired, everybody was like, "Man, he's crap in the ring, da 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 da," and I got tired of it. So Ricky Morton opened his school after I'd been in it for about 3 years or 3 or 4 years. And I said, "You know what? I'm going back to get trained the right way." So I went back and, my true trainers, I tell people this, my true trainers were Ricky Morton and Chase Owens. Chase came to the school and trained us. There's a certain group of us that went to the school that we were trained by Chase and Ricky. Ricky, taught me so many things. One of the biggest things that he taught me was about psychology, about using that psychology. And so now I've been in it 15 years. I just celebrated on September 11th. I celebrated my 15th year in the business. Absolutely love it. Have done both. I've been a referee and I've been a wrestler. But absolutely love being in the ring and entertaining the fans, especially doing that bad guy work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like being a heel better than I like being anything else. So you know how it is,
Oh, yeah. And for me personally, I think being a heel is easier, but that's just because I'm probably a jerk for real.
Well, it's absolutely easier for me because, as you can see, I'm the sexiest man in the United States. If you look at me, I've got that beautiful look, and I'm the sexiest one. And the fans disagree with that. I don't know why. But for some
they
reason,
love you, brother. I'll tell you that much.
So they tell me how ugly I am, and I'm like, "Hey, that's I ain't ugly. I'm the sexiest one." So but for some reason they just don't agree. I don't know. I guess I was wrong. I
Now
don't agree with the fans.
I've been your opponent, man, and I know how the fans react to you, and for me, I don't understand it, but I know how you are because, I mean, you are a true villain when you're somebody's opponent and you got a job to do and you stick with the program and you're very professional, but you do what you're supposed to do out there, and you're mean and you're cutthroat and you cut right to it.
Right.
How do you transform into that Jeff Klepper? Because the guy I know outside of that is a sweetheart, man. You work with kids all the time, man. And like, how
Uh
do you go from being sweetheart Jeff Klepper to this evil villain?
so honestly, you hear wrestlers all the time say that their character is basically them turned up to 10. And
Mm-hmm.
my wife will tell you that I'm a jackass, right? I'm a jerk. I know that I'm pretty nice, or I'm very nice to people, but I have that strict side of me, and I can be a jerk, and so I just turn that up. I turn it up anytime I get in the ring. I turn it up, and um, because just like you said, your favorite teacher. Obviously, when I'm in the classroom, I'm not like that. I am strict, but I'm firm but fair, is what I tell people. Um, but when I get in that ring, it's go time. You know, and as long as those fans, my goal, anytime I go out and get in the ring, my goal is that they hate me and they love who I'm wrestling by the time it's over with. I've
Mm-hmm.
had guys get in the ring with me in a heel on heel match, and I'll be like, you know what? I'm telling you right now, I'm gonna turn you. And they're like, no, no. And I'm like, I'm telling you, when you get in the ring with me, they're gonna cheer you. No, they won't either. Sure enough, we go and we get in the ring, and I've got them on my side. I've got them going against me, and sure enough, they cheer that person that they supposedly, they hated him last week, but
Yeah.
he's wrestling me now, and I, because I am that arrogant jerk, that's how I come across. So I let that arrogance come out. I let that jerk part come out, and I turn it up.
Mm-hmm.
But that's that old school mentality, or at least I believe it's that, because guys like while being at the school, getting to work with guys like Bobby Heenan, getting to work with guys like Barbarian and Manny Fernandez and people like that who came through and trained with us, and showed us things. I took things from each of them, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And um that heel persona is one of those things, because they always talked about how you've got to go out there and it's got to be real. It's got to be real to them. And so I go out there and I turn it up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want people to like me. If they like me by the end, so a lot of heels today, they want to be cool.
Mm-hmm.
They want to go out there and they want to do. When you watch my matches, you won't see a bunch of cool. You won't see all the coolest moves. You won't see me doing a hurricane, as Ricky Morton says, a hurricane Karana. You won't see all that. You know what I'm saying? I go out there and I use that old that I want to get that old style heat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hate me by the
Yeah.
end of this thing. I ain't trying to show off. I ain't trying to impress you. I'm trying to hurt this guy I'm in the ring with.
One thing I like about your heel work too is you never get that fu heat, that you never insult the paying customers intelligence. You never make them feel like, man, why did I come to be insulted? Like, I could have stayed home. You know what I mean? You make it fun and family friendly, but they're still booing and having a good time at the same time. And that's one thing I give Uncle Ricky credit for, man. He's, in my opinion, the greatest baby face of all time.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
he's best friends with all the heels. So when he brings them into school and guys like you get to learn from them, it's crazy, man. And like, I love working with you, man, because I don't have to do a whole lot. If you know, worker to worker, I don't have to do a whole lot of stuff because you understand the assignment, if you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing, you know, I've done seminars with different guys, you know, guys from Les Thatcher, George South, and, you know, because those old school guys, that's the ones I want to learn from. You know what I'm saying? I can't do Hurricane Ranas and all that craziness, you know, but I can go out there and I can make them hate me. And, you know, George South was so good at what he did that, you know, he still is, you know, he can go out and he can get in front of a crowd and taking his jacket off, he can cause them to want to riot within 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And that's the kind of, that's that mentality. That's that psychology, you know. Bo James, who I consider one of my mentors now, you know, riding up and down the road with him, talking with him and things. And he's one of the people that you know, what you just talked about, not insulting the fans. That was one of the things that he talked to me about, you know, because guys want to come out there and they want to talk about, oh, your food stamps and you used your food stamp money and this, that, and the other. And he's like, you can't go out there and insult people in that way, you know, because they're paying to see you. And they're not paying to get called stupid and poor and you know, names that are just ridiculous, you know. And if you watch me, I don't walk out there and I don't call people stupid. I don't, you know, oh, you're a moron, da 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 da, you know. Except for, you know, you'll hear the word moron one time, and that's I'll go to give a 5. I'll go give one of the little kids a 5, and I'll be like, man, you moron, you know, like how dare you reach for my hand. But I don't call them stupid. I don't, you know, scream at the crowd. And that's another thing that Bo has worked with me on, is not talking to the crowd. If you'll watch me when I go out to the ring, most times I'll get straight in the ring. I don't walk around the ring anymore. You know, I walk and I get straight in the ring and I'll just give them a look. And they know, you know, I'll hold my hands up a certain way and they know it's that cockiness. It's that man, that guy is a jerk. You know what I'm saying? And especially now, you know, Bo's, I credit him. Go at Southern States Wrestling, he started doing, and he's, you know, he allows me to use it other places. But like he has this announcer who will do my intro. And when the guy he's like, oh, he's the women's pet. He's the men's regret. And it gets longer every time he does it. You know what I'm saying? I think it's like 10 minutes long now. But, you know, when he does it, I mean, they hate me before I even start wrestling. You know what I'm saying? And I try to model myself after, you know, guys like Arn Anderson and guys like Tully Blanchard. And before they even locked up, man, those fans wanted their head. Right. You know, and that's what I like. You know, I like that heat, that old school heat. So I might not do the fanciest things, but I will have your crowd hating me. If you know, when promoters bring me on, I'll have them hating me and I'll have them loving that baby face.
For sure. I mean, like you said, guys like George South and I did an episode, my first episode, where I talked about who my favorites and stuff were. And everybody knows that Yellow Man's Rock and Roll Express and Boogie all day long.
All day.
But I purposely left George out of it because I got to do a separate thing for George. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
Because George is just like, the biggest compliment I ever got was I got compared to George in a manner where people saying that I'm being easy to work with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'll take care of you, bro. Like, George taught me how to be like that. And shout out to Bo James, too. I feel like a lot of, and I was one of them. When I first started out, and I misunderstood what Bo was trying to teach all of us. You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
He's old school, bro. And he's set in his ways, but he does it for a reason. And it took me so long to understand that. You know, Bo is Bo. He's going to be Bo.
Right.
But he is somebody that understands how the business is supposed to be.
He absolutely does. He does. And like I said, man, being on the road, last year I rode with them so many places. I mean, dude, he taught me so many things. And then working with him, being in the ring with him, because I was of that mindset you had to kill each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was in there getting in there just swinging for the fence. And he's like, bro, you ain't gotta do that, because he gave me that lesson of if you're going to be wrestling so many days a week, you don't want to be beat to snot every day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And right now, I mean, I try to wrestle Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So with trying to wrestle those, that many days, I mean, I don't want to get the snot kicked out of me and stuff like that. I want to, so I mean, dude, he's taught me so much in just the last 6 months, man. He taught me so much. He's got me so many opportunities, and no, he ain't paying me to say any of this, or he ain't told me to say any of this. I'm giving him credit, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, man, he took me under his wing. He got me bookings last year he got me the fair bookings and things like that, and bookings that are still lasting today, with promotions, branched out into Kentucky, West Virginia, last year, Virginia. And I credit so much of that to him, man, because he was willing to say, hey, you did suck in the day. You did. Back in the day, you was horrible. Because you went out and you wanted to do it your way and everything else. But if you'll listen to me, I'll help you out. And he has. I mean, he really has. And he's taught me so much. And I used to chase promotions. I used to beg promotions. And now it's like, hey, if you don't want to use me, I'll find another promotion that does. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I don't fit your promotion. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going to fit some of them. And me, I like that. I love that old school Appalachian, that old school Appalachian crowd that's going to show up. They want that old school heel. They want that, you know what I'm saying? They want that good versus bad. They're not trying to see 400 moves in a match. You know right. Now, there are that crowd, and I ain't saying that there's anything, I like that crowd that they want to see that good old-fashioned, old, good guy versus bad guy, old school Ricky Morton, Robert Gibson versus Midnight Express. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And Bo comes from a time where the crowds were like that, but you could work 7 days a week.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And another thing I respect about him too, and a lot of these guys fucking hate it. Excuse my language. I'm sorry about that. But a lot of these guys hate it, is his brutal honesty. Like,
oh yeah. Yeah.
His honesty is like he's gonna tell you what you need to hear instead of what you want to hear. You know what I'm saying?
And that's a problem that I've seen among a lot of the newer wrestlers nowadays. They don't want to hear that. They want to be told that they're great, that their match was great. They want to be told, you know what I'm saying, instead of pulled aside and, hey, what the heck was that? That was trash, man. I know you thought it was good, but did you hear the crowd? They didn't react at all. You know what I'm saying? And that's what, some people, they may not like it. Me, that's how I learn. You know what I'm saying? If I suck, tell me I suck so I can do something about it. Right? That's what happened. People told me I sucked. They told me I wasn't working hard enough, and you can't really see me on camera, my whole body, but my size. But what a lot of people don't realize that see me now that didn't know me then, 5 years ago, dude, I was 160 pounds. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't working hard for it. I didn't, I wasn't trying to train my hind end off. But then I decided, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it right. So I went, I'm 220 pounds now. I work out as often, haven't been able to go every day to the gym lately because of coaching and things like that, but getting back at it. But I bust my hind end in the gym and I bust my hind end in the ring. You know what I'm saying? And that's a lot of guys don't want to hear, "Hey, you suck. You need to work on this." You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Um, and Bo, first couple times we worked, man, hey, you need to work, da 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 da. And he told me, you just ain't da 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 da. You're not da 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 da. I mean,
Right.
he and the things that he's told me. I mean, you've worked with me in the last 7 months has helped me get better than I was. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because I learned from him.
Right.
We had a match, and you know, putting your opponent's head in the buckle. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, like I said, we come, or that mentality of beating the crap out of each other. So he's like, put me in the buckle, and I take his head, wham, and cut him open. You know what I'm saying? I felt horrible. But I learned because he got me back, gave me those receipts. You know what I'm saying? I deserved it,
Yeah.
right? But he taught me also.
Right.
He taught me how to do it. And now, like you're talking about, I'm safe in the ring. I'm not going to do something
Mm-hmm.
stupid. I'm not going to do something that's going to get my opponent hurt, right? But I also ain't going to do something that's going to get me hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, because both of us got to go home to got to go home to family after everything's over, after everything's said and done.
That's
But
facts. That's facts, man.
which we can swap. But Bo, if you listen to this, I just wanted to shout you out, man. I appreciate everything you've done, man. Everything you've taught
Definitely.
me. And of course, the two trainers I talked about, Ricky Morton and Chase, guys, I owe everything to you.
Big facts. Big facts. Big shout out. I'll give you a little quick Bo James story. One time, the very first time I wrestled for a Bo James show. I don't even think I wrestled because I think the card was full and he just needed a ref. And he was, how Bo gives you the old school test. Hey man, do the ref and just to see where your head is.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
have no problem with it. I was just like, yeah, man, no problem. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? It was a quick little event, so we was just boom, bam. He still took care of me, but he was just trying to see. He was
Yeah.
like, well, when you go out here, I want you to be the heel ref because we got the girl and we're gonna have her do the baby face stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
And I
yeah.
was like, okay, cool. So he was like, it's like a little story that we're trying to tell, but I need you to be the jerk. And I was like, no problem. This is easy. I
Yeah.
think we're in War, West Virginia, I believe. So you know how crazy it is out there.
Yeah, no doubt.
And Bo and them are working and they got these people going crazy and they're starting to surround the ring. I'm out there getting all kind of heat and I ain't even really got to my part yet.
Yeah, yeah.
And like there's this little old man that sneaks up by the ring and he pulls out a pocket knife, but I didn't see him, bro.
No,
And Bo
no.
pulled me out the way and like I seen him over there giving the guy the business. Apparently this guy was trying to stab me and Bo James saved my life, bro.
Daggone. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
man.
That's crazy. He's a good dude. He is.
Good dude, man.
He's
We
got him a
love you,
good wife.
Bo.
Got him a good wife now.
Congratulations on your marriage, man. You and
Absolutely.
your wife rock and
Absolutely.
roll, man.
Miss Judy. She's awesome.
Yeah.
Both of them. All right. So what's up? What else?
Um, I wanna ask you because we was at School of Morton together, and we kind of got to the we got some of the good parts, but kind of going towards the end, I wasn't around for much of it. Without going too crazy, because I know it's all respect for you. Can you kind of tell me around like roughly what happened towards the end? Because like,
So, as far as everything kind of closing down and everything, so School of Morton, we had been running 12, 13 years. You know what I'm saying? James Strange, which was the owner, and James and Lisa Strange, shout out to them, which was the owners, had been doing it for 12, 13 years. And I think what happened, because we were, of course, over in Chucky for years. for at least 12 of those years. And I think what happened when we moved to Newport, it kind of just started a spiral of I've done this long enough. I'm done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And what a lot of people don't know is they put a lot of their money into everything. I mean, the production, it was all their money. And, they weren't getting a whole lot back in return. And so, I think that it just, hey, I'm done, man. I've had enough of this. They were the ones that made the decision. I think it had to do with the building as well. Like the building that we were using, the guy that owned the building kind of wasn't keeping it up to code for us. Right. And, it just those problems. And they were just like, you know what, rather than going through all this drama, trying to find somewhere else, let's just call it. Like I said, 12, 13 years of doing it. And they were just, hey. Yeah. And, I still talk to them. And, they're loving being out. They're loving, their freedom. I mean, because and I understand it, I mean, it was every day. It was daily. It was, multiple times a week that, they were constantly working on stuff for the school. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it was that's what I feel happened. They just, I'm done. I can't do it anymore. So,
right.
Of course,
I had good times at the school, man. Like that was one of my home away from homes. I don't really know if people were getting along or not, but I got along with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like I loved everybody, man, and everybody seemed to like me pretty good.
I loved it. I'm gonna shoot honest with you since we're talking shoot here. I loved it, but honestly, I wonder if I used it as a crutch and wouldn't actually lay the crutch down and go off on my own, and try to, because I wonder how much different things would have been, how many promoters might have used me differently, you know what I'm saying, had I not been using that crutch. Because, I mean, it does. It kind of, when you tell people, hey, I'm a part of School of Morton, they don't think about the show that we were running. You know what I'm saying? They don't think about that we were running a Sunday show. They think about you're a part of a school.
Right.
10 years into wrestling, you're still a part of a school. Are you still having to learn? You know what I'm saying? Now, if it would have been different if I'd have been able to say, hey, I'm one of the trainers or something like that.
Right.
But I honestly have wondered, and I've talked to others, and I've honestly wondered, was it my crutch? Was it my way of knowing I'm going to be able to work? I'm going to be able to wrestle, as long as I stay here. It was kind of a safe place. Like, I know I'm going to be wrestling every other week. Even if I'm not out here, I know I'm going to be wrestling every other week. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And there was some good guys that came through. You know what I'm saying? I learned from quite a few guys that came through. Some of the names that Ricky Morton brought in for us, man. And especially in the beginning.
Right.
When we first got started, Ricky was there every training session. Chase was there almost, Chase and Ricky were there almost every training session. And, Brent Strange, he was another one of the trainers, and they just Chase and Ricky, of course, that was before Chase went over to Japan,
Right.
But he had so much to teach even before he went over. So I learned so much from both of them, and I credit everything to them, Now
let me ask you this. How much was Beautiful Bobby involved in the beginning?
So Bobby came in and done like shows every now and again. He would come in and work with us. But as the school was running, he was kind of getting towards the back end of his health.
Mm-hmm.
We had the same thing with remember Buddy Landale?
Yeah.
Buddy came in also. He was there like the first couple of weeks I was there. And he came in and worked with us. But they all of a lot of those were on the back end of their health. Animal came in, done a seminar, and of course, Animal had been out of the business. We did have some guys who were still in the business that can, EC3 came in and worked with us. Pritchard, shout out to Tom Pritchard, absolutely love him. He's helped me out quite a bit. I didn't go to his school or nothing, but he's worked with me in like seminars and things like that. But we had guys like EC3. I think you did the EC3 seminar, didn't you?
No, but Hunter did. Hunter went to that one.
Yeah, Hunter. Yeah. Okay. But we had some good guys come through and learned quite a bit. So, especially in the beginning, Bobby and those guys. Little Bobby story for you. We had this announcer right at the school, and he liked to have a good time and everything, but when he first got there, I don't think he had the mind for the business. He hadn't learned that part. And so we're doing a show, and Bobby comes in. Bobby's supposed to do a run-in, a heel run-in. He comes in, and he's got the racket. He's got the tennis racket. You know what I'm saying? And he busts. He pops Chase, and Chase goes down. Pops Ricky Morton. Ricky Morton goes down. And he hits this announcer in the back. And this announcer just turns around and bows up at him.
Oh, no.
And Bobby looks back because Tom Pritchard and James are doing the music at that point. And Bobby turns and looks at James like, what the blank just happened? You know what I'm saying? So, and Ricky made a joke out of it afterwards. He come downstairs and he's like, boys, we've been using that tennis racket gimmick for years, but we just killed it in one swoop. So, yeah, that was one of my funny Bobby stories. Loved Bobby. I worked a few shows with him at SOM. Never got a chance to work in the ring with him. As far as in a match, never got that chance. And that would have been one of my dreams. My dream match. People know me know that my dream match for a long time was to be in the ring with Ricky, and I finally had it happen back in 2000. I think it was 2015. 2000, maybe it may have been later than that, but I finally had it happen at a fair show. But I just love this. I love what I do. I love being in the ring. So
yeah, man.
But
Shout out to
that same
guys.
mindset of, I want to leave it better. I want to leave it better than it was when I got in. So, I love working with a lot of these newer guys and helping them out. So,
and that's just you, man. I feel like you're a teacher, you're a coach. Like how does being a teacher and a coach help you as far as like in the locker room and working with the next talent and stuff like that, the next group up? How does that
actually
playing together?
They go both ways. Being a wrestler has helped me in the classroom. Because I have always had the mindset, if a kid don't want to be there, then they're not going to learn. They're not going to learn anything. So I'm not the type of teacher that I'm just going to walk in, hand you a book, and be like, here, do this, and for the next 45 minutes, sit at my desk. I'm the type of teacher that will stand on the desk and teach. I'm and wrestling's helped me with that. Wrestling has really helped me to learn how to, not entertain, but to make it fun for them. You know what I'm saying? To help the kids enjoy it. But on the same token, as far as being a teacher and going to wrestling, it's helped. It has helped in the ring because I understand, like instead of getting in there and just beating some guy up because he's younger in the business, being a teacher, I understand, hey, he's got to learn.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He's got to learn he's got to learn what he's doing. He doesn't automatically know, you know. And so it helps me get in there and work with those guys. Also being a coach, you know. I couldn't go out on the football field and a guy that never played football and, you know, just be like, you know, you should know everything about this sport. Well, you've never played it. You know what I'm saying? So when I get in there, now there's a difference. I will say this. Okay. If I get in there and you're not trained at all, you've never trained, you're just getting in there and, you know, you're going to hurt yourself.
Right.
Or me. You know what I'm saying? So it's different. But if the guy's busted his hind end trying to, or, you know, he's working with people, getting into business, then, you know, to me, that's different. That's him, you know, learning his craft. Man,
now, have you ever been on or in a situation where you were out there with an untrained goof that they just didn't know what he was doing?
Well, so, I mean, honestly, when I first got started, you know, I was that untrained goof. And so I would go to shows and it was all about just being in the ring for me. You know what I'm saying? And people kept telling me, dude, don't go work this show. Don't go work this show. You're going to get hurt. Don't go work this show. Don't go work with these guys. And I would go and I would work the show, not caring that they didn't know what they were doing. Not caring that I was getting in there with people that didn't know. And, you know, not thinking about the fact that, hey, they can hurt me. You know, if they do something wrong, I'm going to get hurt, you know, because you got that mindset when you're first getting in. I'm invincible. You know what I'm saying? And so I was that guy. I was the untrained goof. Now, the difference is I wouldn't do stuff that I knew was going to hurt people. If I didn't know how to do it, I wasn't going to do it. But I did end up, I won't say the guy was untrained or anything because I'm not going to knock him like that. But I did end up taking a move I should have never taken. We were doing a run-in, and I ended up taking a choke slam on a concrete floor, which wasn't smart. You know, and I told the guy I'd take it. So, you know, again, I'm invincible. You know, so that's another thing that I credit, you know, Ricky Morton with teaching me is, you know, you ain't got to get out there and work with just everybody. You know, I'm especially nowadays, I'm more selective on who I work with. And if you're not, you know, if I know they're untrained or whatever, you know, I'm not going to do anything that's going to get me hurt. You know, I definitely ain't. But, you know, unfortunately, there's still a lot of them out there.
Absolutely. You know? I agree. And like you said, I was one of those untrained goofs too. I was hard-headed. I was 19. I was invincible. You know, nobody couldn't tell me nothing, bro. And it took Boogie to put his foot in my rear end. It took George to put his foot in my rear end.
Right.
It took guys like Jimmy Love and Robbie Stanley and a couple of those guys to really, even Bo James done gave me a few words a few times. You know what I mean? But like, even if I was mad or anything back then, like now I understand what they meant. You know what I'm saying? And I'm grateful for everything that those guys did, especially chewing my tail and telling me what I need to hear and not what I want to hear. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I'll be honest with you. What actually helped me to even go and learn, you know, because I'd have people and they're like, oh man, that was pretty good. But I had a certain group of guys that they were like, you're trash, man. You know, I know these people are saying you're good, but you know, you're trash. And they would tell me the truth, you know, and that's what made me go and learn more. That's what made me go and get better. And, you know, I have one guy, I'll shout him out, Daniel Mulligan. love him to death. You know what I'm saying? And he worked with me when I was that. He wrestled with me when I was that trash worker. But now, I'm one of his favorite opponents because he loves being in the ring with me. And he tells people all the time because people still see me as that person. And he tells people all the time, he's like, he's not him anymore, man. He's busted his hind end. He's gotten better. And he's not that same guy. And I love, like I said, I love working with him. And I love, and he tells me all the time, dude, when I see that you and I are working, I know that it's going to be good. You know what I'm saying? And that's, when I was traveling last year, I ended up in matches with Bo so often, and it's like, man, I got a good night tonight.
Right.
I always learn something. Number one, he always taught me something. And that's, I just, I love passing it on. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Let me ask you this: what was the worst situation? I wouldn't just say match. Like, what's the worst situation, or what's the thing that's made you the most frustrated? Because you seem like a pretty patient guy. Like I said, man, I've been in a locker room with you when some crap was going on, and you was probably the only one that kept their cool. You know what I mean? But what frustrated you the most? What situation got under your skin the most when it comes to professional wrestling?
So, honestly, one of my big, as far as like, it takes a lot to get me upset in the ring. But I think what gets me now is when you talk to guys and be like, hey, you need to work. You need to work on this. You need to, and them just being like, I ain't listening to that. I know what I'm doing. But as far as frustrating, I think one of the most frustrated times that I had was with, most times that I get frustrated is with me. You know what I'm saying? And but I think things that frustrated me the most is not realizing why I wasn't getting booked for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Before doors started opening, and I've been blessed with so many opportunities lately, but not understanding, and it frustrated me because I seen all these guys that were just getting in, that were getting all these huge opportunities, and here I am. I'm like, supposedly so many years in, but not realizing, hey, go do the work. Maybe you'll get in. So yeah.
I think a lot of that too is the phase wrestlers. I call them the phase wrestlers that everybody's hot on when they first start out, and those are the guys that usually drop off a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I got you.
Like after somebody's honest with them, they don't like it, and they pack it up and get out of there. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. There's so many out there that are young, that are good. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There's some guys out there that are 3 and 4 years in that are doing amazing.
Yep.
And I'm happy for them. And that's the difference too, is I'm happy for these guys that are getting opportunities now.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I understand now. I understand that, and besides, I'm 44 years old, so I ain't expecting, them to call me anytime soon and be like, hey, come on up to WWE. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but either way, I mean, I love it. Like I said, which, and that's the thing, is my goal. One thing about Bo is is Bo travels, these local shows. He travels, the Appalachians, and and that's not saying, I mean, he's been all the way to the other side of the country, but he likes, the indie. He travels to these indie shows,
mm-hmm.
and that's my thing is I want to go and entertain the people at these local shows. I'm not aiming for, and I'm not saying I don't want to be good enough to be there, but I'm not aiming for WWE. I like being a teacher. You know what I'm saying? I love my job. But I just want to, I want to go Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and entertain the people in the crowd. So
that's awesome, man. That's awesome, bro. That brings me to my line of questions.
All right.
Klep, what is you? I know you told me earlier your dream match and you had got it done or whatever. But going forward, what is your dream match? Which one would you like to have today? It could be, you could even fantasy book it. It could be somebody from back in the day. It could be somebody from today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But we all want to know what's your dream match?
Oh man, my dream match. So going forward, I would love a tag team match with the greatest tag team that's walking the earth today. And that's FTR. I would love a tag match with FTR. I consider them, I mean, those guys, man, if they don't remind you of Arn and Tully, you didn't watch Arn and Tully wrestle.
Man, you ain't lying, bro. Like, I don't really know their new names or whatever that much because they change it when you get to these cable companies. But I remember Casey McKnight when he was back on the indie circuit, and he was a good guy, man. He was really nice to everybody, and he helped out a lot. So I could see that.
Yeah, definitely. I know he's from he's from that area, right? He's from North Carolina.
Yeah, he's from the Carolinas.
Yeah. Yeah, so yep, that would definitely be my dream match is obviously one of my dream matches I'd never be able to have, but that would have been me and Bobby teaming up against Rock and Roll. You know what I'm saying? Because Rock and Roll versus Midnight Express. Or me teaming with Arn Anderson against Rock and Roll Express.
Oh,
because Arn Anderson currently Arn Anderson's my biggest influence.
Me and Uncle Ricky got a tag team match coming up in March at Jeff Paul's show in Premier Wrestling League.
Yeah, speaking of Jeff Paul, been trying to get back down that way, Jeff.
Hey, you hear that, Jeff Paul? Bring my man Klepper to PWL, brother.
Right? Yeah, no, I didn't know you had one. Of course, I know that you've worked with him. You've teamed with him in the past, right?
With Ricky we teamed last year together a couple times. Well, actually just once, but Uncle Ricky's worked with me a lot. Yeah. He loves me like one of y'all. I'm one of his kids too. Yeah, I tell you, Uncle, I'll give you he told me this one time. These kids were trying to do all this stuff to impress him. He said, "Hey, Boogie Kid, come here." I was like, "What's up, Uncle Ricky?" He said, "You see all that crap?" I was like, "Yes, sir." He was like, he just shook his head. He was like, "They're over there trying to impress me." He was like, "Let me tell you something, kid. You want to impress your old Uncle Ricky? Eat an apple and crap a fruit salad."
Yeah, that's it. He used to tell us that all the time.
Yep. So man, And that brings me to my next question, man. If you were to get the call up or something like that, I know you said WWE's a little bit too much or whatever because you love being a teacher and all of that stuff, and you love your kids when you're coaching them. Which promotion out of all the cable companies or the big three letters, which one would you want to go to?
I mean, obviously every kid that's ever been a wrestling fan wants to go to the E. I mean, that's but honestly, I don't know, probably the NWA, man. They really got some good product going on right now. But I mean, I'd be lying if I said that I didn't if I ever got the call that I wouldn't want to go to WWE. I mean, any person that ever had a dream of doing this, probably wanted to go to the WWE at some point.
Right.
So.
Facts. Definitely. Me too, man. I love to eat. I would watch WCW as a kid for the Wolfpack. That was my squad, but I was flipping the channel back, bro.
Yeah, hey, back and forth, brother. I was in that
sir.
same boat, WCW and WWE, whichever one was the most interesting at the time.
All right, that brings me to my last but not least question. Out of all of the wrestlers from today, tomorrow, of all time, who was the most influential wrestler for Jeff Klepper?
Huh. Man, as far as who I am in the ring, who I aspire to be the most like, it would definitely be Arn Anderson. But the person who's inspired me more than anybody would have to be my coach, man. It'd have to be Ricky Morton.
Definitely.
He's, I've seen how he is and how he carries himself, and absolutely, yeah, it would be Ricky Morton. He's helped me so much in this business. So, but for a long time, actually, believe it or not, for the longest time, it was Great Muta.
Really?
Yep, because what a lot of people don't know about me is I'm actually a black belt in Taekwondo.
Oh, snap.
Yeah, and I don't use my kicks. I don't use those in the ring. I got told that I shouldn't, and so I stopped, and now it just doesn't fit my repertoire. So I might get back into them though. I've been thinking about it.
Hey, y'all young kids, y'all hear that? You never know who you messing with, so always have respect for people. Always have respect for people, because you mess around and think just because he's a nice man and a teacher and a coach that he won't jerk your tail up. See, I already knew there was something about you, Klepper. I knew it. I knew it, man. I think for me, it's probably have to be the same, man. Uncle Ricky, Papa Boogie, man. Uncle Hoot, I tell you, we were talking about dream matches earlier. I would have loved, God rest his soul, to go one-on-one with Tracy Smothers.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Man.
That's another one. I mean, he came to the School of Morton too, worked with us. Same, man. Love Tracy.
Oh, yeah. Him, George. You know what I'm saying? And one of these days, Cousin Carrie, if you hear this, we're going to bring that hip-hop and that rock and roll together like me and Uncle Ricky going to do in March. You know how we do, Klepper.
Right. Yeah.
But,
see, and that's another thing is, Ricky was such an influence to me because, before WCW and WWE really got big to me, I had local Smoky Mountain Wrestling. So me and my family, we would go and we would watch Rock and Roll and Heavenly Bodies and Dirty White Boy and all those guys, Tracy Smothers, Tim Horner, and that's the stuff that I grew up loving, and I think that's why I like the old school as well. It is because that's the stuff that I love. I just I never got into the high flying, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I just never got into it.
Yeah. Hey, man, I'm small, man. I should be doing the flying. But
I know
me.
First time I wrestled you, that was my thing. Remember, I said to you, I was like, so you a high flyer? And you were like, nope. And I was like,
absolutely not. Boogie don't bump, brother. You already know, bro.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yes, sir, man. So let us all know, Klep, if you got any events coming up. Where can we see Jeff Klepper at next?
So this weekend, if the snow stays away, um, I will be Friday. I'll be in Crossville, Tennessee, with Resolute. Saturday, I'll be with Jimmy. Shout out to Jimmy Love. I'll be with Jimmy at Pure Pro in Montvale, Virginia. Next weekend, let's see, was that 24th, 25th, 24th? I think I'm with Jimmy again next week.
Mm-hmm.
Let me look at my calendar real quick, bro. Let's see. All right, January. Yep. So I'm with Jimmy again next week as well. 31st, I'll be with ETCW. The 30th, I will be with Southern States Wrestling in Mount Carmel, with Bo James. February 1st, I will be with Appalachian Mountain Wrestling, AMW, in Lexington, Kentucky. So those are just a few that are coming up. After that, I've got quite a few dates that are filled. Like I said, man, I love what I do and I try to stay busy. Got quite a few coming up with Jimmy. I know at least 2 in February, I believe, with Jimmy. So, of course, February 7th, I've got APW here in Tennessee. So, just trying to do my thing, man. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, man. And I see you out there and you grinding. And man, I love to see you out there, man. And like I tell the world, man, anybody that's listening, you
Yeah.
want a guy, man. Jeff Klepper's your guy. You're one of my favorite opponents, man. And you're just so fun to be around. You're such a nice guy. And people know you, they know, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
you're so honest and you're just so giving and caring. And honestly, I think personally you're too nice for the wrestling business because you are, man. You're a
I've been
really
told
nice
that a few
guy.
times. I've been told
You
that a few
are.
times. I've had some people walk over me because, of being not too nice, so to speak. But that's my attitude. You know what I'm saying? I'm a blood bought Christian, so I try to portray that every time that I'm around people. I may not always may not always act like it, but I try my best. And that's
Definitely.
why I try to be as nice as I am. My dad always taught me that, if you don't have something nice to say, you know, so yeah, I try to be nice and give everybody the benefit of the doubt. So
Yeah, I've definitely been in locker rooms and situations with you where I've seen you get the crap into the deal and you just, hey, okay, thanks.
yeah,
And
yeah,
you say thanks like you knew what happened to you, but you just shook it off like
yeah,
nothing ever happened. And I'm like, man, bro, like that's what I think drew me to you because I seen what a few times stuff that was going on. And I'm like, dang, this guy, and he just keeps his cool so well, and
yeah.
like, and you
It's
and you
just, I
care
mean,
about your people too, man. And I always appreciated that.
what? And the thing is, I've had a saying for a long time, and is don't sweat the small stuff. And to God, it's all small.
Mm-hmm.
So,
That's big facts,
you know what
man.
I'm saying? So it's just not worth it. It's not worth getting stressed over. It's not worth, you know, losing your health because that's what stress does. Um, so, if it doesn't physically affect me, um, usually I go with the flow, you know, thanks
Definitely,
a lot.
definitely. But yeah, man. You got any last folks you want to shout out or any last thing you want to get off your chest and let the world know while we're here talking shoot?
Um, the main thing that, of course I've already shouted out, Bo and those guys that have helped me, my trainers. I guess the biggest thing that I want to say is to the guys that are just now getting in, don't give up. If a guy does chew your hind end, like he knows what he's doing and he does actually chew your hind end, take what he says and let it make you better. Don't let it destroy what you want to do. Like I said, my biggest thing is I want to see this business, be better when I leave. Not that I'm going to make all that big of an impact, because I'm just doing my thing locally. And there's a lot of guys out here that are doing their thing, man, that I see, that they're going to go places. Chase Emery works for Bo and man, I've seen that kid doing so much, man. He's getting ready to leave for Japan. He got an opportunity there. So there's so many of these young guys out here that are killing it. They are doing what they need to do. They're busting their hind end in the gym. I mean, you can look at his pictures. Marty Clay, Wes Barker, the prospector Wes Barker. These guys, they're killing it in the gym. They're busting their hind end to get better. And I can't wait to see where do they go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I know they're going to go somewhere. It's just a question of where. Tyler Shoup, man, works so hard.
Shout out to them guys, man.
So I want to see all of them. I want to see them all succeed. So promoters, if you're out there listening, those guys that I just named, holler at them because they won't be out there too long. Because
hey, I second that,
going
man.
Somewhere.
Especially
Murphy. Hey, another one, man. Murphy Costigan.
Oh my God!
I seen Murph when he first got started, and Bo took him under his wing, and I mean that guy he's 180.
That dude is dangerously underrated.
Yeah, absolutely.
God bless. Thank you for bringing him up, man, because that dude, my gosh, is incredibly underrated, man, and one of the best wrestlers I've ever been in the ring with.
And he honestly,
I gotta how good he is.
I got to give a shout to him anyway because, Bo is the one that took me under his wing. But if Murph had said, hey, he ain't getting in the car with us, then I wouldn't be riding with him,
Right.
And we've had some times. We'll say that. We've had some times. But, yeah, definitely got to shout those guys out. There's a lot out there that, I can't wait to get a chance to work with as well. I've worked with Chase. Haven't had a chance to work with Marty Clay. Can't wait till I do. So
yeah, he's dope, man. Me and Chase, we worked together in West Virginia a couple times. We teamed or something like that, I believe. But yeah, all of those guys are very, very good guys, man. Asset to any locker room. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And good guys too. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Good guys in the ring and out of the ring.
So. Yeah, those are definitely guys that I would hang out with outside of the stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's you know how it is, man. Just because you get along with them in the back or whatever, doesn't mean you want to go and have a cold one with them or watch the game with them. You know what I'm trying to say.
Right, absolutely.
But those are definitely some guys that you want around. You know what I mean? For sure.
Yeah.
But definitely, man. Klep, that's my time, and I just want to say thank you for being a part of Talking Shoot. We love you. I always say, man, I wish you was my coach and my teacher, brother.
I hear you, brother. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you letting me be a part of it. If there's any promoters would like to contact me, you can message me on Facebook, just Jeff Klepper, or Jeff Klepper Pro at gmail.com is my email. Wrestling teacher hang on. I can't remember my Instagram. I don't use it very often. I don't use it very often. So let's see. What is it?
Yeah, plug all your stuff, bro. Definitely plug all your stuff.
So wrestling teacher Mr. K is my Instagram. So, check out my stuff. I got matches on YouTube. Just look up Jeff Klepper. So, I look forward to working with some. I'm trying to get into some new places. My goal is to add at least 3 new states this year. Georgia, I would like Georgia to be one of them. I haven't worked in Georgia in a few years, so I'd like to go back to Georgia. I know one of them, hopefully, is going to be Alabama. And it's not a new state, but I will be making my Mount Airy AIWF debut in the next couple months as well. So
shout out to AIWF Mid-Atlantic and my guys over there doing that.
Yeah. That's another one of them talents that's out there is, that very underrated is James Anthony.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Love my brother James. He's helped me a lot too. He's opened some doors for me and stuff. So got to shout him out, man. Love James.
Man, James was there with me when I first started. When nobody wanted to really book me, and they was hot on James. James was like, "Give me Yella. I got you an opponent. Give me Yella. I'm gonna take care of him."
Absolutely.
And for 15 years, bro, it's been Yella Man versus. That's my mama's favorite wrestler. I swear to God, bro.
I understand why.
Yeah,
he's good. He's good. He's a good dude too. So, all right, man.
But yeah, man, definitely we appreciate you, Klepper. We hope to have you back in the future. Hey, make sure I get that match so all these promoters can see. Because at the end of this episode, you will get a Jeff Klepper match. So make sure I get that and stick with me on the line. I want to holler at you when this is all over. But in closing, I want to tell all my homies out there to remember to do 3 things. And that's wild on them, style on them, and shake up the room. And we will see you next time for another episode. Man, Talk and Shoot with Yella Man.
This internet thing is so boring. There's nothing to do. There's nothing to look at, nothing interesting, no good content.
Hey, are you nuts? What? Huh? Oh. Hey, what's up, Big M? Hey, man, check out, listen, Jimmy Valiant Weebly.com.
Oh, that's 2 dots.
2 dots.
Wow.
Weebly, WEEBLY. Is that right?
Yeah.
Jimmy Valiant, one word, Weebly.com.
Boogie, this is amazing. This is exactly what I was looking for. www.jimmyvaliant.weebly.com. And search for the comic strip. That's my favorite part. I love the internet now.
Oh, yeah.
My lovely wife, Miss Angel Valiant, AWW, Angels Wrestling Wear. She did this whole outfit on me. My goodness, she could do anything. Masks, bandanas, hey, you name it. Tights, trunks, robes. Captain Joe, come here, Cap.
Made this whole outfit to me. Yeah, look at that, look at that. Look at that, man. Look
Captain Joe, baby. Hey, she can do anything. Hey, give her a call.
For all your pro wrestling gear needs, visit angelswrestlingwear.weebly.com. If you can dream it, Angel can make it.
Be there, and she'll do you well. Yeah.
And for those intros right now.
Introducing first, he is every girl's dream, the sexiest proclaimed man alive, Jeff Klepper.
Every woman's dream, Jeff Klepper.
And his opponent, coming to us from Bigfoot, Canada, is the prospect, Wes Barker.
Prospector Wes Barker being introduced into the ring here. And we are getting set and ready to go for action. Bell has rung and we are underway. Every woman's dream, Jeff Klepper, the prospector, Wes Barker coming to us from Canada. Of course, the Prospector, a part of the Reality of Wrestling promotion down in Texas. Him and Marty Clay teamed up down there and brought that tag team up here to Kentucky. There is a hammerlock from the Prospector. Klepper looking for that go behind here. And right into the side headlock. Nicely done. Putting some weight on the back of that neck. Side headlock takeover. Nice technical wrestling from Klepper to start this match. And Barker into a head scissors. Nicely done. Klepper here trying to get out, able to do so. Now looking to lock up in the center of the ring. Maybe looking for a knuckle lock here. Oh, kick right to the midsection. Klepper knew what was going on. Working on that wrist now with the wrist lock. Prospector trying to find a way out of it here. Prospector using the ropes. Nice flip out there into a side headlock of his own. Snaps him over and puts him into a reverse chinlock. Klepper right into the ropes though. Referee Dustin right there to make the count. Klepper to the outside of the ring. And the Prospector in control early in this contest. Oh, stomping on the hands. Klepper not paying attention there. Klepper coming to us from the Tennessee area. Promotions like Mega Pro Wrestling Resolute. You've seen him take on Handsome Bo James a couple times before. So Klepper wanting to make his mark here at AMW. Of course, these fair shows a good way to do that. Going into our fall season, of course, we'll be announcing our fall season later on this week. Some of the places that we will be have been hinted at right now on our Facebook page, so make sure you go check us out there. There's an elbow drop. Missing. Now right into that wrist lock once again. The Prospector heading to the middle rope. Prospector going to the top. Going a little old school, if you will. Look at the balance here. And right across the shoulder. Again, the Prospector working on that arm of Klepper. That left arm of Klepper has been dug at quite a few times here, and now Klepper going back to work on the Prospector. Fist after fist. Klepper has him lined up, sending him across. Prospector goes up and over. Look at Barker, nice clothesline there. Of course, we are coming to you from the Perry County Fair in Hazard, Kentucky. Big fist there. And across the face. Here's the pin. 1, 2 count.
Give him the big foot. Come on.
Now Prospector sending Klepper across. Charging in. Big splash. Big elbow into the corner. Taking down Klepper. Here's the pin. 1, 2. Kick out at 2. Prospector here in control. Klepper saying he wants a timeout. Of course, it is wrestling. There are no timeouts in wrestling. Oh, and he baits him in with the Tracy chop right to the throat there from Klepper. And a club to the back of the head. And boot scrape across the face. My goodness. Klepper going to work on the Prospector here. Again, as mentioned, Klepper wants to make an impact here at AMW. The Prospector, Wes Barker, looking for the win here. Oh, and that kick right across the rope into their throat it goes. Some devious tactics. And a knee right into the rib cage. Here's the count. And a kick out at 2. Klepper in control here in this contest. Prospector trying to fight back Barker here. Trying to get back to a vertical base. Can he get there? Prospector coming in off the ropes. There's a back elbow in control in this one. Referee up to 4 as that boot is across the throat. Klepper again going back to that throat, cutting off the airways, trying to cut off the breathing. You can't do that when your throat is pinched closed. And a big clothesline taking down the Prospector. Looking for that pin. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. Now look at the Prospector here. Prospector in that reverse chin lock. Klepper's taking that knee and putting it right into the spine. That spine actually, it was more up into the shoulder blades as Prospector was trying to work out of it. Again, not an ideal position, but the Prospector working back to a vertical base. And a jawbreaker from the Prospector to break that one up. Now coming off the ropes, look at that clothesline, ducks under. Prospector rolls through. Maybe going to roll him up here. Here's the count. Only a 2 count back to a vertical base. And another big clothesline from Klepper. Klepper able to cut him off right again. Wes Barker in a heap of trouble here. Can Klepper capitalize? And he does so with a snap suplex in the center of that ring. Again, looking for that pin. Both legs hooked and a kick out at 2. But you can tell that kick out's getting a little weaker from Barker.
Prospector, get up! Prospector, come on!
Fans getting behind the Prospector here. Sending him all the way across. My goodness.
Prospector, come on!
The momentum shifted that ring. Every woman's dream. Jeff Klepper showing his power here. Can he capitalize on it? Oh, it's a choke, not a pin.
Can't be choking. That's your last warning.
Referee Dustin giving him a warning here, saying this is the last warning. Klepper standing there with confidence. Oh, and a punch right into the midsection. There's a European uppercut from the Prospector. Can Barker fight back? Nice scoop slam there. That scoop slam took a lot out of him, though. Barker heading to the top. He's calling for something. Barker headed up to that top rope. Oh, and Klepper right there. Barker not able to get situated quick enough and just flipped off of that turnbuckle from Klepper. Again, this match is brought to you by our friends at Turnbuckle World, where we will have a meet and greet coming up on July 4th, I believe. Turnbuckle World has their grand opening. It was today, July 1st, Mount Vernon, Kentucky. If you've gotten a chance to go visit the store, hope you enjoyed it. If not, make your plans to do so now. And there's a kick. Referee up to 4. We also want to thank Matt's Games and Collectibles in Lexington. They will be the sponsor of our replay of the week and our fall series of AMW Showdown. And of course, as you know, AMW Showdown has announced that we'll be back in Corbin, Kentucky on August 24th. 23rd. Looking for the pin. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2.
Come on, Prospector, get up! Get up!
Can Klepper get back into it? Can Barker get back into it? Klepper with that body scissor, something you don't see very often. And you see Klepper making sure he doesn't have the shoulders on the ground. Has him down, shoulders down, count of 2. That body scissors, very strong here from Klepper. Could this put out the Prospector? Referee up to 2. No! Prospector still in this one.
Come on!
Now getting him back to a vertical base. And a butterfly suplex there. Nicely done from Klepper. Referee with the 2 count.
Come on, get up!
Again, Sunday Showdown, August 24th in Corbin, Kentucky. Carlito will be in the house. There's a big fist there from Klepper. That is Sunday Showdown. We'll be doing our first tapings of the fall season. This big event brought to you by, again, our friends at Turnbuckle World. Prospector trying to fight back here. There's an elbow. Now sending him in off the ropes. A back elbow from the Prospector. And an elbow drop of his own. Prospector has him lined up. Has him hooked, maybe looking. Has him up, holding him with that stalling suplex. Nicely done from the Prospector. And there is a renewed energy. And there's a leg drop there. Looking for that count. 1, 2. No, and a kick out at 2. Kick out at 2. Klepper still in this one.
You want the big foot, eh?
What is the Prospector thinking here? Oh, and a thumb to the eyes from Klepper pushes him in off the ropes. Big spine buster from Klepper. The count. 2. And a kick out at 2 once again. The Prospector fighting for his life in this contest. Klepper with an impressive showing, as is the Prospector. Prospector to the outside of the ring. He's on the apron here. Oh, baits him in. Shoulder to the midsection. Prospector flipping in, lands on his feet, comes in, hits him with the big boot.
Come on, Barry.
Prospector heading to the top rope. That renewed energy. Prospector. Barker. Up top, Barker with the big elbow in the center of the ring. The pin. 1, 2. Got him. What a victory by the Prospector.